I should have done this on the last slide. So where Constantine decides to set up his city is essentially where Europe and Asia meet in some ways, where Greece and Turkey meet. So if you go back to that previous slide in just a second and take a look at where the peninsula of Greece juts out and almost touches the Anatolian Peninsula, which is where Turkey is. It's kind of middle, 2/3 of the way to the right on the map. You will see a tiny little city that is labeled Byzantium. This had been a Greek city that had been around since the time of Greek colonization that we talked about in relation to the Persian Wars. And if you look at where it is, it's a very tactical spot. It is an area that provides access to the Black Sea, which is today provides access to places like Ukraine and Russia and Azerbaijan, giving them water ports. It means you can do lots of trading over there. It's what connects the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, which we've already seen is super important to Rome in all of its different forms. It is also an area that's really well protected. You can see here it is a promontory that juts out from Europe. You can't see so well that there are huge cliffs on either side, which make it very protected. And what this means is the new capital of Rome is really on the frontier of Europe and Asia. It dominates waterways connecting the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. It's protected by nature, and it gets huge. By the 5th century, so by the 400s, there's probably 350,000 people who live there. A account from that era talks about 14 different palaces that are throughout the city, 8 public baths and 150 private baths, 5 massive granaries to produce bread for people to eat, theaters, a hippodrome, which is where people would go and watch horse races, kind of like modern NASCAR. It's massive, and throughout the 4th and 5th century, it's attacked by people from the outside. Visigoths, Huns, Ostrogoths. In the 7th and 8th and 9th centuries, it's attacked by Persians and then Arab forces and eventually Bulgarians. And because of how strategically located it is, it lasts and is unpenetrated until the middle of the 15th century. Until just a couple of decades before Christopher Columbus set sail, the Byzantine Empire sticks around. Well over 1,000 years from the founding of the city of Constantinople. So that's pretty surprising. The security and the wealth that its setting provides allows them to actually be completely unbreached, except for one time that people come in and sack the city, and that occasion is actually during the Crusades, when crusaders from Western Europe appeal to their Christian brethren to come into the city and then end up sacking. Okay, that's good enough for this slide.